Namaskar. Not surprisingly, my previous vlog has generated subscribers with potent and indicative names, and somewhere an IT cell is working furiously to carry out its master's duties. Now, out of the 452 odd subscribers that I have, barely 20 to 30 ever view the postings. I think, and I've said this earlier somewhere, that I wonder about those who had subscribed and never watch. What made them subscribe in the first place? And why is it that they no longer watch? Remains in the dark for me. Now, I understand that it is their right to subscribe and their right not to watch. But keeping the recent speech given by our Prime Minister, I am quizzical about the concept of duty too. Rights and duties, haq or kartavya. Indeed, very thought-provoking, and I'm sure that our leader must have been influenced by Articles 14 to 35 of our Constitution. However, the introductions and salutations were fairly long and grim, enough to make me contemplate once again about our rights and duties, or should it be duties and rights, or should we just leave it at it being a simple question of wants and desires? I too, whether you believe it or not, but it's a fact, I too really wanted that mere man mein bhi kuch jage. I'm also looking for a new India, the mool mantra, the soch and approach, the sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas, and now sabka prayas. It's just wonderful. But then, can rights be a privilege and duty an ultimatum, or vice versa? Is duty equivalent to loyalty, blind or otherwise, and an individual's right subject to his or her level of toadying? It's a big question. Where does one draw a line? And I don't mean a line between communities, but Saath, Vikas, Vishwas, and Prayas, are they rights or duties? Still very confusing. Then, would you, sir, honorable leader, then agree to respond to some simple requests rightfully shared by a dutiful bhakt? They are not too complicated. The list that was shared and supplied by your ardent follower is as follows, and I reiterate that these are not my words, and I am only quoting. So, I quote, I am not some stupid libtard who is out of touch with reality. My demands are reasonable. All I want is for 200 million Muslims to leave the country because of Aurangzeb, and I want 30 million Christians to leave India because of Lagan. I want 23 million Sikhs to leave India because of Navjot Sidhu. I want to stop cows from being slaughtered in India so that they can be exported and slaughtered in Vietnam. I want anyone transporting cattle or eating beef to be lynched by mobs, except in the Northeast, because we need votes there. I want India to become a vegetarian country, even though 70% of Indians are non-vegetarians. I want Hindi to be the national language, even though 60% of Indians don't speak it. I don't want men and women to interact in public or private. I want homosexuals to stay away from the same sex and become heterosexual. And when they become heterosexual, I want them to stay away from the opposite sex, because both straight sex and zigzag sex are against Indian culture. I want women to make me rotis and not leave home after 7 p.m. I want Hindu women to not wear jeans or skirts or t-shirts or anything that shows skin. I don't want Muslim women wearing burqas or hijabs because it oppresses them. Reservation should be scrapped because I recently saw a Dalit driving an Audi. Tribals should hand over their land to corporations, but if anyone looks at my property, I will set buses on fire. Farmers should stop killing themselves because it depresses me. I don't want my taxes used for subsidized education because they should be used for giant statues. I don't want freedom for the press because then they say things that I don't want to hear. I want to rewrite history to make my idols fit my narratives. I want 200 feet flags everywhere because patriotism is only real when it is shoved down your throat. No one should question government because that is anti-national. When I was questioning government before 2014, it was nationalism. All I want is for India to become a Hindu Rashtra by 2024 because Sabka Saath, Mera Vikas. Now, is this too much to ask? Isn't it my right to ask for these things? Isn't it your duty to give me these things, you libtard? Why are people saying that this is not good for India? Unquote. Failing to understand these wants and desires, I pondered the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav with Wasim Barelvi Sahib's Kalam कि खुशी का वादा सभी से किया गया है. खुशी का वादा सभी से किया गया है तो फिर मेरे लबों को भी थोड़ी बहुत हंसी तो मिले. तेरे चिराग के बारे में बात मैं भी करूं मगर मुझे मेरे हिस्से की रोशनी तो मिले. हम बताएं तो बताने की जरूरत क्या है? हम बताएं तो बताने की जरूरत क्या है? किसको मालूम नहीं आपकी नीयत क्या है? अपने बाजार का मेयार संभालो पहले. अपने बाजार का मेयार संभालो पहले. बाद में पूछना मुझसे मेरी कीमत क्या है. And so my bundle of memories is rightfully tattered and I am now dutifully tired. Please do check out the links given in the description box below and keep raising your voice. It is your right and you have a duty. Namaskar.